Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I'm going to be explaining exactly how Mark Bills makes 635k per month with his micro niche YouTube channel. Now I'm going to be going over everything and I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. I'm going to cover the exact how he positions himself in a way that allows him to make this much money, his unique keywords, how like the keywords he uses to actually track his ICP, ideation process, a YouTube sales funnel, and packaging. All of that stuff which allows him to create scale and make this number right here. Now, he's actually pulling one of the biggest levers a coach or consultant or an agency owner or service-based provider can pull in 2025. And if you're not pulling the same lever, watch this video so that you can understand why creating a micro niche YouTube channel is important in the first place and how you can essentially create one yourself. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. The first thing is how Mark positions himself. Now, Mark has created a brand image which allows his audience to basically easily identify his content and associate a certain image to him. Now, he shows up to the camera as someone his ICP can relate to. So, for example, let me show you example. Mark's old videos look something like this. Now, if you're like a curious person, and obviously you can see by your eyes that there's a big difference between his latest videos and oldest videos. The oldest ones seem more high quality, seem more like you can clearly see that he has the tools and a studio necessary to create high production content and content basically that is of high quality. But why did he pivot to this content right here, which almost seems low quality? Well, essentially, he pivoted because he understood that his ICP can relate to this type of content. They can relate to him behind his sitting at night like this. They can relate to that because obviously they might be the same person. They might be sitting at night and watching videos on how to make money with dropshipping or branded dropshipping. Now he understands that, and obviously if you don't he basically builds relatability by looking like his ICP, and when you have relatability in your content, it is much easier to convert. Now, he communicates with his using his ICP's language. For example, in his content you can see he uses quiz funnels, branded dropshipping, ROS, AI, ad copy, etc., etc. And his personality, the way he shows up to his content, basically how he speaks, all of that stuff, it's calm, confident, and controlled. You could basically tell that he knows his stuff. He's very composed. Okay, so that's the first part. This is how he positions himself in order to attract his ICP. Now, the second part of this entire 5-step process is using unique keywords. Now, this is extremely essentially so important because YouTube, if you can get this right, then you're halfway through, because for YouTube, when you're building a brand on YouTube, you need to basically abuse a certain keyword so that the keyword, when you use that keyword, people who are actually looking for that keyword is your ICP. So you're going to ultimately be able to track your ICP. Now, for example, you can see the niche keyword that Mark uses are branded dropshipping, AI, video ads. And let me just open up vidIQ over here for a second. So this is an app where you can actually see trending keywords that are working in your niche. So for example, we can go up here, find keyword, and you search branded dropshipping. Now you can see that this topic has a high search value. That means this is literally in demand. People are searching for it. However, the competition it has is really low. And now Mark saw this, and he saw that branded dropshipping, this word, had very low competition. So he started using it in his videos. For example, you can see over here, where was this one of the videos? Branded dropshipping. Product research strategy, all of that stuff, branded dropshipping. So he uses this word constantly to actually attract his ICP and kind of make a space for himself in the market that he's operating in. Now, like I said, once he identified his keyword, he essentially abused it and put it in the title of every single video he created, which resulted him in succeeding in targeting high quality clients and his ideal demographic. I don't know what happened over here, but let's just go. Now that you've understood these two parts, and by the way, if you want me to help you with exactly what Mark is doing by building a micro niche YouTube channel, you can check the link in the description below and you can book a call with me. But let's get into the ideation process. Now, having a strong ideation is hands down. Wait, where's my marker? Sorry, just give me a second. There we go. Having a strong ideation is hands down one of the biggest reasons why he was able to, aka Mark, was able to grow so fast and make so much money off of his YouTube channel. Now, Mark has a simple formula. It's double down on what's already working. See, Mark doesn't want to he doesn't reinvent the wheel in his content. You don't see him testing out new titles and all that stuff. Although he does do that, but like obviously the way he started to actually gain traction was by doubling down on what's already working. Now, the ideation framework that Mark uses is finding outlier videos already working and using them for his own niche. Now, outlier videos are any videos that are performing well currently, and it beats the average performance of the channel. Now, he doesn't usually just find outlier videos in his niche like e-com or dropshipping. He sees in spaces like SMMA. Let me write it down. SMMA, spaces like AI, what not. So he basically sees his own industry, but at the same time, he also sees what other people are doing in different industries. So, for example, you can see over here one of the videos Mark created, how to make a few money with branded dropshipping. Now, this guy over here, he made the exact same thing, how to make a few money with selling supplements. So these two things are the exact same titles, but different niches, different industries. And you can also see in the thumbnail, this guy, Mark, is showing his Shopify dashboard to show credibility, which I'm going to get more into later. And this guy is, I believe I don't know, I'm not sure what software this is. It's quite blurry, but that's also part of the strategy. But he's using also a software to show numbers, just like a Shopify dashboard. Now, for example, let me give you another example so this really sticks, and the importance of this ideation, the ideation part really sticks to you. Now, for example, you can see I found a product, AI made the ads, I make 305K per month. This feels illegal. Now, you can see this guy, Carson Reed, he made the exact same video, or they both basically essentially made the exact same video, but different, obviously, whatever the niche is and stuff. AI found the offer, AI made the ads, I make 162K per month. And you can see fan bases over here. It's a screenshot of his fan bases just to show the results and credibility, screenshot of Shopify dashboard. So these videos are essentially, this is so important because this will determine how fast your channel can grow and how much money you can make off of your channel. Now, he rinse and repeats this entire system again and again and again. And let me just tell you a key so that you can really understand what to get out of this, is that you have to execute on outlier ideas and outlier videos quickly before they stop working. Because outlier, if you see currently something is working in your niche or another niche, execute on it. If 3 people or 5 people or 6 people are doing it, execute on it. If one person is doing it and like it didn't work well for them, or even 2, like maybe you can stay away from that idea. But if like it has succeeded for 3 people, it can also succeed for you. If it's succeeded for 2 people, it can also succeed for you. So essentially, you just have to find outlier ideas and execute on them, and that's what we actually do for for one of the clients I was working with before. We executed on an outlier idea, which helped her gain traction and all that stuff. Now, this fourth step is building a YouTube sales funnel. Now, this is actually genuinely so important. Let me get into it. But first, let me sip my coffee right over here. Okay. Mark doesn't treat YouTube as only a middle funnel of play or only a top of funnel play. He treats it as its own sales funnel, which is why he is able to find success with his YouTube channel. Because most people will be like, oh, we're only putting YouTube as one part of the funnel, or as a middle funnel, or the bottom of funnel, or maybe the top of funnel. But you're actually limiting yourself and limiting the capability your YouTube channel has. You can just make an entire funnel off of YouTube and create so much money. This would make everything so much more simpler and execution on certain things so much more easier. So this is why he has succeeded with his YouTube channel, because he treated it as its own sales funnel. He has videos that create awareness, which is top of funnel, videos that nurture, and videos that convert. Now you can see over here to get a better understanding. So his top of funnel videos are basically like, it's broad, but at the same time it's like related to his niche. So for example, how I use XP farming to get rich as F. Now you can see over here, the XP farming is a certain tool, term that is used in like gamers and stuff, and his ICP might be like gamers or people who want to get rid of gaming or are addicted to gaming, and they basically want to start dropshipping. So basically he uses this term to gain their attention, and this is top of the funnel. Okay, so because this has not, it doesn't really explain what he does or like step-by-step tutorials or whatever. You can also see ranking fastest ways to $10,000 a month in 2025, but he basically just pinpoints the business model. He doesn't really get into it more. A dropshipping advice that is effing retarded, tier list, and this is also top of funnel. This is just to get attention and create awareness and basically get attention on his channel, so that when people watch this video, they go onto this channel, then they can find out, oh, what business model does Mark do, the educational videos Mark has, the action videos Mark has, all of that stuff. Now, the middle of funnel is basically when people get to know more about what Mark does and how he basically does it. This is the nurturing step. Nurturing is one of the biggest reasons why YouTube is such a good platform, because it just builds trust 10 times more than any other platform, and it basically just nurtures people faster than any other platform. Now, you could see over here how I make $10,840 per day with branded dropshipping. Now, branded dropshipping, he basically uses the term branded dropshipping so that people are aware of this certain business model. Now, and you can also see you don't need to find winning products, you need to create them. This is basically, he explains like how to step-by-step guides and basically education, like, I don't know what's happening to my speech, but educating his audience on his business model. Now, bottom of funnel is where the conversion actually happens. Also the middle of funnel, but bottom of funnel is really where it gives, like, each bottom of funnel video essentially gives your audience a reminder that you're still here, gently pushes them to book in a call with you or basically get started with your offer. So you could see over here this video, FA $2,000 per day with branded dropshipping, full I believe it was written full course or something, but this basically softens up people to what you have to offer. It builds credibility and builds undeniable proof that you're exactly the one that is for your viewer in order to solve a specific pain point they have. So I hope this part is very clear. It's extremely important. For the conversion process, he has a simple description: apply for my mentorship. This is the first line, and then he basically leads them to his mentorship, elite mastermind tickets, and where he leads them to his mastermind, 14-day free trial on Get Hooked, and enjoy my free email list. So when people are like, and then he basically leads them to other two ecosystems and platforms such as email and Instagram, so that he basically builds an ecosystem where the only way out is buying his offer ethically, obviously, and joining his Telegram group. But this is ranked from the most like the biggest priority to release. So his biggest priority is to get people into his mentorship. Release probably must be like Telegram group. Now, last and final thing is the packaging. Now, packaging has three things in it: the title, the thumbnail, and the editing. Now, let's get into the title. So you need to understand that his titles are pretty simple, mostly lower caps. Caps are only used to emphasize on a word. So for example, let's choose this one, warning. So he basically wants to emphasize on this word, and he basically says whatever he has to say, all in lower caps. Also, you can use this one. I also saw another one over here. Let me just find it. Yeah. he basically over here wants to emphasize on an AI tier list. Over here, he wants to emphasize on the word new so that people don't think it's some sort of outdated strategy or anything. So you get the point. Over here, he uses video ideas, outlier video ideas, and tailors the titles to himself. So over here, you could see his niche is branded dropshipping. This guy's niche is selling supplements. He just tailored this idea to branded dropshipping, which is his niche. So essentially, that's what he did with the titles. Most of the titles he creates always involves a specific number because he understands that that's something his ICP is enticed by. That's something that entices his ICP. So, for example, you can see over here 207K per month strategy. Watch this if you want to make 10K in 30 days. 9 minutes. How I build a $1 million per month branded dropshipping, how I print 44K per day. So basically giving numbers in every single title because it entices his audience. And how does he know that? Because he knows his demographic extremely well. Now you can see over here, that's why one of his CTR rates are so high and he gets good niched views on his videos. It's because his titles and thumbnails entice his ICP. Now, you can see, let's go to the second part, which is thumbnails. Now, for his thumbnail, it's mostly just a screenshot of his ads manager or Shopify dashboard or just a Miro board that he's working on. You can see in this case, it's his Shopify dashboard. So, like I said, he shows numbers in the title and the thumbnail to build credibility and obviously entice the ICP. He builds credibility as the thumbnail usually shows a certain number. Now the last part is the editing. His editing, like we literally discussed, we saw that he has money to pay, like probably a good amount of money to an editor. He can make high quality videos, and look over here, he was adding like B-roll and stuff. But why did he stop? He stopped because, like I said, he understood his ICP. He has no editing in his videos, simple raw videos, takes the viewer through every step of the process, and it is extremely unfiltered. He's not filtering anything except obviously if something needs to be censored or anything. But he basically helps the viewer easily digest a video. And in 2025, literally when I tell you that every single person, especially in the B2B space and especially in the coaching space, every single person is sick of those highly edited and highly like over glorified thumbnails or videos and all that stuff, because they just don't relate to it anymore. They just really can't digest information properly, hence even get the information in the first place. So when you create raw videos which have no editing or just like simple editings, that really clicks with your audience much more. So this is exactly the funnel, the YouTube micro niche funnel that Mark Builds Brands is using to generate 635K per month. Now I really do hope that this video suited you and served you well. If you want more free value, you can go check out my YouTube channel. And if you want to work with me where we help you build your micro niche YouTube channel all done for you, then you can click the link in the description below. Thank you for watching.